Namaste everyone. Welcome to our channel. Today, we are diving into a very essential and powerful topic for any Java developer, Spring Security Basics. In this 5-minute animated whiteboard tutorial, we will demystify how Spring Security works, covering its core concepts, how to set up basic authentication, and secure your application endpoints. This is a foundational skill for building robust and secure web applications with Spring Boot, so please pay close attention, my dear friends. We will start from the very beginning and build our understanding step by step. Let us begin our learning journey together. Alright, let us understand the two fundamental pillars of security: authentication and authorization. Think of it like this, my friends. Authentication is about answering the question, who are you? It is the process of verifying a user's identity, for example, by checking their username and password. On the other hand, authorization answers the question, what can you do? Once you are authenticated, authorization determines what resources or actions you are permitted to access. In Spring Security, we often implement authentication using a user details service bean, which loads user-specific data. This separation is very important for building secure systems. You must know who is trying to access and then what they are allowed to do. Now, let us get practical and see how to configure basic in-memory authentication using modern Spring Security. We will create a security filter chain bean, which is the heart of Spring Security configuration. Inside this filter chain, we will enable HTTP basic authentication and ensure that all requests must be authenticated. We also define an in-memory user details manager bean, which acts as our user details service to provide a simple, in-memory user with a username, password, and a role. Remember, using user.withDefault password encoder is for demonstration purposes only and should never be used in a production environment, my friends. For production, you must use a strong password encoder like CryptoPassword encoder. Moving on, let us enhance our security setup by implementing role-based authorization for specific endpoints. This is where we control what authenticated users can actually do. We will modify our security filter chain to use request matchers to specify different access rules based on user roles, for example, an administrator role or a user role. We will also introduce method-level security using the @enable method security annotation and the @preauthorize annotation on our controller methods. This allows for very granular control over who can call which method. For example, only users with the admin role can access the admin path or call a method annotated with @preauthorize has role admin. This is very powerful, my friends. While learning, it is common to make some mistakes, but do not worry. Let us discuss some common pitfalls and best practices in Spring Security. A big mistake is forgetting to use a proper password encoder. Never store plain text passwords. Always use CryptoPassword encoder or similar. Another mistake is disabling cross-site request forgery, or CSRF, protection without a clear understanding of its implications. CSRF is enabled by default for a good reason. Also, avoid using broad permit all rules that expose sensitive endpoints. Always strive for the principle of least privilege. And please, Never use default or hard-coded users in production environments. Proper user management is crucial for robust security. Remember these tips, my dear students, they will save you a lot of headaches. So, my dear friends, we have covered the basics of Spring Security. We started by understanding authentication and authorization. Then we saw how to set up basic in-memory authentication using security filter chain and user details service. We also learned how to implement role-based access control for our application endpoints using request matchers and @pre-authorize. Finally, we discussed important best practices and common mistakes to avoid. This is just the beginning of your Spring Security journey. There is much more to explore, like OAuth 2, JSO Web Tokens, or JWT, and custom authentication providers. Keep practicing, keep coding, and keep securing your applications. If you found this tutorial helpful, please do not forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Your support means a lot. Thank you for watching, and happy coding.